Hello everyone, you are on the channel 4. Today's video there will be a bicycle flashlight from a company somewhere here it should be. Written strangely on the packaging it is not written anywhere, but this is the Rider company that sent me this flashlight with a power of 1300 lumens for review. Then I'll compare it with Garo at 1260 lumens, and looking ahead I can say that it's real here. Probably these one are there because they give the same light, plus or minus, along with Garo for us, so we'll plant it more comfortably. It's available at the link below in the description, which you can go to see. There are different types from 400 Lumi, 600, 800, 1.000, 1300, as in my case there is 1.300. There is just another screen there, and here I have a more simple version. Well, it doesn't matter. What is important is that here, according to the characteristics, the maximum mode 1300 lumen will work 3.6 hours, average 640 lumens 3.7 hours, minimum mode 400 lumens 5.2 hours, FSH, that is, flickering 640 lumens, is generally unknown. How much is unknown, and 40 lumens is also unknown. How much, that is, there is probably a generally incomprehensible infinite number on the side. We also have what characteristics there are. This is understandable, that USB charging in water protection, shock resistance, NC. We have a chipped machine that cuts out there in general straight and evenly. Aluminum body, the body is made of aluminum, and the rechargeable battery, the battery here is 4500 mAh. By the way, now I'm inserting how much capacity is there really well. Now let's open it and see what we have. The whole box here. In principle, we don't need it anymore. Actually, the flashlight itself, the mount, and Type-C charging. Then I'll still check how it charges. Is it possible for it to work? Is it charging the phone right away? But for now, the mount is the simplest. By deforming this tongue, we remove the flashlight from the wrong side. It can't be so tight, but it's normal and doesn't play well. Well, the fastening is good, it holds. To remove, we press and slide it off the rail. From below, we have a rubber music spacer button on the clamp. We also have a silicone or rubber plug and actually the size for charging. Tip input 5.2, and that is, it's normal in general 10W. Charging will charge quickly. The LED is true, it's not clear which one. Well, usually the stat is their XML of some kind. The main thing is that it shines, it's normal, and so on. Well, now you can just turn it on right away. We have the maximum mode turned on. If you look at what you can see, our beam diverges. Actually, this visor basically doesn't help us at all. Maybe it cuts off the beam a little bit, but somehow now we see that it's not very good. Let's say, by the way, it warms right up. It's normal, the maximum mode is turned on. If you press it again, it turns off, and in order for us to switch modes you need to turn on the flashlight and immediately switch the mode. If you don't chat for a long time, pressing the mode just turns off the flashlight. To turn on the SOC, or same as the strobe, we hold down the button and nothing happens. So we need to turn on the strobe twice. We turn on the excavator. To turn on the SOS, we need to turn on the strobe twice more. That is, we turn it on several times. Then it switches mode A. There is a fast and a slow strobe. SS. That is, this some super fast one is a little slower. That is, even here on the piece of paper it was written incorrectly. It turns out we have only 6 modes here, but the only thing I don't like about this flashlight so far is that there is no memory effect here. For example, I keep turning it on. I need to restart. I screwed up all the modes, so I want to turn on the minimal mode, but at the beginning the super strong mode. That's all great. He turned on the super strong mode again. Well, now I'll try to turn on the flashlight so that it charges right away. Will we turn this on? Yes. Everything works. You can immediately charge from the punk. We see that it's turned on here. The voltage shows us 5V and 1.25. But this is taking into account the fact that the battery most likely, I had it charged almost to the maximum. Because of this, our voltage drops. But if I turn off 51, 128, well, somewhere around here in this mode it will charge, and when charging it lights up red. When charging it will light up green. It also states that you can charge your smartphone from this flashlight. But to charge your smartphone, you will need a cable with 2 Type-C on both ends, respectively. Connect to the flashlight and connect to the smartphone. Oh well, everything. Charging is not fast, of course. Most likely it will be 5 in 1, and that is, you can recharge the smartphone. It's quite possible to have a battery here, too, as I read now. Here, we have 21,700, not 18,650 as usual, but the more capacious one is more. I really can't disassemble this flashlight. I don't see how there are no screws here except for how I can remove the fastenings, and that's it. That is, the maintainability of the flashlight isn't very good at all. Maybe if you stick the lens out somehow you can squeeze it out. I don't know, maybe it's just there with rubber bands. This is usually attached, and then you can get out the entire interior, and then maybe you can replace the battery. Well, until that time, I think it will take more than 1 year until your battery really gets damaged and won't charge as it should, and won't hold, and will hold the charge poorly. For the Rider flashlight 1300 lumens, this is the minimum mode we have now. There is no memory effect. The maximum is turned on all the time. So it's turned off, we turn on the maximum at once at 1300. And the average minimum is turned off. And now, for comparison, I just want to see between RON and this ID. What's the difference or no siren? Let me remind you that I have 1260 lumens. That's actually siren 1260, as I said. This is the brightest so far I have a flashlight. That's the best of all the ones I've had, and now we're really looking at it. It seems to me, even with plus or minus the same, considering that the Garen has a warmer light and the feeder has a more neutral light. I would NT even say that it's cold. It's just pure white, but here it's just a little yellowish, a little bit, but in terms of brightness, they're really the same, plus or minus. This is the kind of bicycle flashlight we reviewed today. Well, it's quite bright, and, compared even with the same RON, it shines no worse. ILL note that it's no worse. You can sum up the fact that the flashlight is quite high quality. Well, if, of course, the mount were some kind of rotating and this place was spring-loaded on the RON, for example, then the price would have been different. Of course, it would have been different. Well, actually, if this is a flashlight, then in itself it's a top. Thank you all for your attention. Don't forget to subscribe. 100 likes. Andre was with you. The keto channel is great. So far,